Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Yitzchak Pierson. I'm a real estate broker here in Texas. I am with eXp Realty, part of the Agent Collective. This is our Power Huddle. There's usually something going on every week. I am teaching classes right now every other Thursday on a lot of different topics. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to show up in AI search engines. Now, this is something that um, I've been learning a lot for in my business, and it's a lot. I just started getting to understand SEO, search engine optimization, and I've been working on my Google business profile. I've got a YouTube channel, all of these things that make a big difference in visibility for getting in front of our clients. And so there's several terms now for this, AEO, answer engine optimization, GEO, which is just like an over all-encompassing term, algorithmic engine optimization. A lot of acronyms out here, but ultimately it's how do you show up when somebody goes to their Chat GPT now or their Gemini or their Perplexity and they're asking, who's the best lender in New Braunfels? Who's the best realtor in New Braunfels? How do you start showing up in these searches? So I've taken several classes on this recently. I'm doing work with myself. I have a virtual assistant who's helping me to really this year start showing up. I've searched myself. I'm unfortunately not coming up when somebody asks who's the best real estate agent or best realtor in New Braunfels. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to go into a little bit about you ultimately you have to care. AI rewards relevance. So the agents who win are the ones who care about what their clients care about and answer those questions clearly online. So, a client is going to ChatGPT, they're having a conversation with it, either talking to it or writing it out like a question. And what we want to do is be answering those questions with our content. Like what we're putting out there, it needs to be the answer to those questions. Even if the title of it, so blog post, for instance, is something we're going to talk about. Somebody asks, who's the best agent in New Braunfels? And so you write a blog about who's the best real estate agent in New Braunfels and insert yourself in there or get quoted on other sites, citations, whether you're getting interviewed with the local newspaper. That's one way. The more AI goes and scours the internet for information, and you keep popping up in different articles, whether they're coming from your blog site or you're getting interviewed by the newspaper or other sources online, that's how AI is going to come up with that information. So about 82% of buyers are using AI. This isn't a future behavior. Buyers are already using AI to search listings, check affordability, and guide decisions before ever talking to an agent. So they're doing their own research now. They've got this tool in the palm of their hands that makes them more dangerous, or they feel that they're more dangerous. They know more about what they're talking to, and they're trusting AI oftentimes more than they're trusting their family member. We used to have the dad giving advice to their kid. Well, now the kid's going to AI and they're listening to what AI is telling them. So we need to make sure that we understand AI and what AI is sharing with them, and that we show up in that search as a one of the sources of where AI is getting that information. So 82% of buyers and sellers are using AI. This means that it is the first filter before Google, before Zillow, before referrals. They're pulling the information from Google and Zillow. So we're going to talk about how we get into those searches. AI is the gatekeeper. The real question becomes, how do you get through the front door? You teach AI to trust you. So you want to have credibility in the content that you're putting out. So again, it becomes the gatekeeper. We want to focus on trust signals, optimizing your online presence, and delivering relevant information. AI recommendations. It doesn't rank websites like Google used to. It summarizes and recommends answers. So again, scouring for information. Okay, this is what we found the most of that we're going to present to you. So I think, you know, I've taught some classes on having your overall online digital resume. So it's not that you just have one site that you go to, whether you focus on your Facebook. And again, Facebook personal is different than a Facebook business or public. AI cannot pull information from gated sites. So your personal Facebook, if you're posting a bunch of uh, real estate related information, it is not going to be able to pull that information because it doesn't have a Facebook account. So it can't see it. Now, if you're posting it on your public or your business, then it can pull that information, but it's not necessarily going to go to Facebook to pull information. It's going to pull information from homes.com, from Zillow.com. Zillow is now a part of ChatGPT. They have a partnership, and then Perplexity pulls from different sites like Fast Expert. And so we're going to talk more about the sites that you need to have profiles on that chat the AI is going to be go search and pull from. Now on ChatGPT, it doesn't usually tell you the sources that it's pulling the information from, but Perplexity actually gives you the site sources that it's looking at. So that's one that we definitely want to take into account. And this is for realtors and lenders having multiple accounts, to give yourself credibility that AI is going and searching from. GEO, we talked a little bit about that. It stands for Generative Engine Optimization, and it's about structuring content so AI surfaces you as a trusted guide, as a trusted answer to the questions that people are asking. So AI needs clarity, depth, recency, and public access. If content is vague, outdated, or locked behind a form, AI ignores it. So again, your content must be easy to understand. It's got to provide in-depth insights to your local markets. It needs to be up to date, current, and relevant, and it needs to be public, be easily accessible to all. AI prefers question-based, local specific content, not marketing language. So again, you're not trying to sell yourself. You're trying to answer questions and be a good resource of accurate information. So answer common inquiries about your community. So if you write a blog on the best neighborhoods that you're wanting to look into, if in our area, like River Chase, you write blogs about River Chase and some of the benefits of living there so that, again, you're showing up as a source of where they're pulling data about this neighborhood. Neighborhood guides, like I just talked about, market reports, giving updates on local real estate trends. If you can get in with somebody at your local newspaper, I've been fortunate that the Herald Zeitung here in my community has come to me to ask me about market updates. So then they put me as a source name when they publish that article, and so that's a public article that's getting pulled when AI searches. So that's a great way. Build relationships with local newspapers. Get involved with your real estate board, anywhere on your at your Texas, at your state level, local level, national level, in your real estate community. The more you can be a public figure, the better it's going to be for your business. So Gen Z already prefers AI search because it summarizes, and again, whoever trains the AI owns the lead. It's kind of reshaping the landscape. This wasn't even being talked about a year ago. Things are moving so quickly. I just heard agents from other parts of the country talking about this, and I started, once a certain amount of people talk about something multiple times, then I start really diving into it and trying to understand it and how I'm going to incorporate it and stay ahead in my business. That was like the same thing when ChatGPT came out at the end of, I guess, 2022, maybe. I think it was around 2022. So I ignored it for like 6 months probably. Mid 2023 is probably when I started looking into it and learning, and then started like what I learn, I try and teach because it helps me understand it better, as well as like I have to be current on what is relevant at that point. And things have changed so much. I'm always having to update my classes on AI, and now this is kind of the next phase of the way people are going to be searching the internet. And it's like this is already being incorporated, and Gen Z are going to be, they're already buyers in our market, and they are trusting this. So that's why it's so important for your business to start understanding it. You're not going to be perfect at it. I've set this as a goal for my year for 2026 to work on this to show up in these searches. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. And there's certain people that are showing up as recommended, and they don't even know that they're recommended by ChatGPT. And some of them aren't even doing business. So it's like there's no rhyme or reason right now for a lot of these people why they're showing up in these searches. So you have a lot of opportunity to be intentional to show up in these searches and be able to be ranked one of the top people. So these are some of the sites, or when I talk about citations, you want to have blogs that are quality blogs that showcase your expertise online. You want to build your Google reviews because they're also looking at those. Those are public information. If somebody's saying, "Hey, Yitzchak helped me buy a house in New Braunfels, Texas, in the River Chase neighborhood. He was absolutely phenomenal. He did such a great job." It's going to look at that and see that, and it's going to see repetition. If you have more and more and more reviews, they're going to see that this guy's everybody saying these things about him. So that's another data point that AI is looking at. And then your videos, engaging videos, highlight property features effectively. So it's looking at public videos as well, and what your the titles of your videos, the the descriptions of your videos too. And so I'm being very intentional about the descriptions that I'm writing so that they're words that are answers to questions. So just like when you go into Google and you start searching something and it auto populates a bunch of suggestions of what it thinks you're going to search, you can look at those and think about that. You want to have the answers to the questions that people are typing into ChatGPT and asking ChatGPT. So these are some of the profiles that Perplexity and AI are going and looking at. And a lot of us have some of these, but I have Google Business Profile. I've had that for 4 years. I've worked to build that really well. I have a website, and then I have my EXP. I have my company website. And so you can't do as much on your company website. And you don't want to like have too much out there that is um, conflicting. So I have my website, yitzchakpierson.com, and then I have a home site. If people want to look at homes on that page, it takes them over to my EXP website. So it's still incorporated into one. And but it can be confusing. You don't want to confuse or have too much conflicting information. So that's something you have to decide what you want to drive people to. You can't edit, and you don't have as much flexibility with the company websites as you do your own website to change the words and the SEO and the AEO so that you show up better in those AI searches. But those are, two things. And then your Yelp profile. I don't personally use Yelp, but I set up a profile with Yelp just to have it because it's another data point. It's another citation that you're going to show up on. Zillow, Realtor.com, and Homes.com. Every real estate agent should have those profiles, and you should have them cohesive, where every one of these profiles has your same picture, has your same cover photo, has the same wording that is SEO optimized to answer the questions that your clients have about you. You want to try and have all of your sales uploaded into those where it's showing how much business you're doing. Redfin, Nextdoor, Fast Expert, Rate My Agent, Effective Agents, Angie, Bird Eye, Bing, all of these, your YouTube, Pinterest, X. My goal is by the end of 2026 to have a profile on every one of these profiles, and have it optimized for AI search engines. So it's a lot to take in. Some of you may not have any of these, but it's just a start, basically, take an hour a week and block off your calendar to go optimize these profiles, update them if you haven't updated them in a long time, because this is where AI is going and pulling information that they're gonna feed to somebody who could be your client. When buyers ask AI question, this it's pulling from these buckets. So we've gone over a lot of this. When potential buyers turn to AI, they expect accurate. So that's the biggest thing is accurate information. It's going to prioritize that over a sales pitch. You don't want to be salesy because AI doesn't care about that. It cares about accurate, repetitive information. So again, trust signals from portals, major portals, listings on well-known platforms like we just talked about, user engagement, high traffic websites, data accuracy, reputation management. So portals allow for users, that's your Google business profile where you're getting reviews. If you have a public Facebook, you could try to get your clients to give you as many reviews as possible. If you can get video testimonials, that's even better. These local authority essentials, we went over these local content like I talked. If you can get into newspaper articles or have your own, if you manage your own Facebook group, getting into Facebook groups so that you're again, but that one's not going to be as good because AI can't go into a Facebook group if it's not a public group. But build as many relationships as you're in your community as you can. Your Chamber of Commerce websites, if you have a profile on your Chamber of Commerce, if you're a member with them, I have a junior Chamber of Commerce, anything that has a public website that you can be a part of, create a profile on that public website with all the information that you want your clients to know that is SEO and AEO optimized. And you can even go to ChatGPT and put in there all the information about yourself, and then put that information and tell it to AEO optimize this so that it shows up well in search engines like ChatGPT and Perplexity. You can get that intentional with it, and then take that and tweak it as much as you like to post on those profiles. Trust buckets. So this is UGC is user generated content. So that's all of these public profiles, there's UGC creators, and essentially that is what you are as a realtor posting content. You are a user generated content platform, and people can comment on your stuff. People can review you. So you just got to think about it that way. uh, Build a good reputation, don't do things just to get views. Don't do, I mean, whatever fits your personality. I try to stay away from cringe-worthy content or, clickbait stuff. It's like, again, we want relevant educational information for clients to look at us as professionals and for AI to look at us as professional, credible sources of information. So online testimonials, a lot of this is they talk about Reddit. Reddit is one that I've never dabbled with. If you're a Reddit fan, that's a great place. You can find out how to dive more into that. Um, So we're going to go into some tiers. So tier one visibility, how to ensure your website stands out. Your website must be indexed and answer local questions clearly. We've talked a lot about this. So tier one, blogs, local guides, market updates. That's what you want to focus on for your tier one, your website. Neighborhood pages, zip codes, frequently asked questions, and answer-based blogs perform the best. And then, these platforms they act as trust validation for AI. Make sure you have those set up. Those are the three big ones, and then you can go from there, make those your priority. Next is your social media pages, your LinkedIn, Instagram, they both provide professional context and sentiment. So as many local directories, the reviews, the social media, let's get those set up for you. Again, Reddit, this is something you have to do on your own. I don't know that I'll do this one. You kind of have to guard your time to a certain degree with all of these. What's going to be the best use, and where is your time best allocated? So they say you don't post on Reddit, you listen and answer. So there's like a Reddit thread, and then you answer questions on there, again, to figure that out for yourself. So this is a simple 10-minute weekly process anyone can do. Establish a routine. Implementing a weekly training routine is crucial. So, like I said, block off whatever you can in your calendar to stay up to date with this. Right now, I'm doing 3 blog posts a week on my LinkedIn and on my website and Google business profile, and they're answer based. And I'm using ChatGPT to help me come up with all of them, and my virtual assistant is helping me post them. So you have to figure out what time works for you to put these items out there, and the posting frequency. But you need to have something blocked off on your calendar to devote to this if you want to actually show up in these AI searches. One topic becomes many assets. This is efficiency, not more work. So my goal would be make one YouTube video per week on a certain topic, and then chop that down into smaller pieces, and then take the transcription and turn it into a blog post and share it on multiple sites so that you're taking one piece and distributing it multiple places. The more you can get in that mindset, the better it's going to be. Or vice versa, come up with a blog post and put it on a teleprompter app and read it out and make a YouTube video on it, and tell ChatGPT, okay, turn this blog post into short form content that I can do. Whatever works to get the most out of your time that you have each week to do this. Okay, we got through that quickly. I know that there was a lot of information there. We try to keep these trainings to about 25 to 30 minutes. I will open it up for questions here. We've still got some time left. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them. I know I was drinking water from a fire hose. Is there a way to find the what most AI? So there was a question in the chat with Geo, is there a way to find what the most common AI questions are for our area of expertise? Yeah, I mean, you can put that question into ChatGPT or AI, or ask. I think there's a askthepublic.com. There's a couple websites that show some of the top ranked questions from the public. It's either answer the public or ask the public, and it gives you put in your category of business or category of questions, and it shows the most amount of searched questions in that category. So those are two ways, and it's like we're talking about how to show up in AI searches, and you can easily ask AI how to show up in AI searches. It's just narrowing it down and figuring out what you're going to do and what's relevant information to you and what's not. So we have the tools at our fingertips, and it's just a matter of figuring out how to use it with the amount of time we have allocated in the day, or often it's not how, but who, not how do I do this? Who can I partner with? Who can I hire to do this for me sometimes? We often don't need to take something new onto our plate as much as we need to understand it and find the right person to do it for us. Okay, if there's nothing else, no more questions, I appreciate everyone's time and stay tuned. In 2 weeks, I'll be teaching another class and we'll see what I come up with. I hope y'all have a great day.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.